It was Star Wars Day just a couple days ago, and I was not content just doing squadrons for Steam Deck coverage. I grabbed the newer LEGO Star Wars game on the Steam sale and wanted to do that for more Star Wars on Valve's handheld. Not the best LEGO Star Wars game according to most, but the newest one and most advanced all the same. Here is how I've gotten LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga to run on the original Steam Deck. For a bit of information, LEGO Skywalker Saga is a complete rehaul of LEGO Star Wars. Everything was changed and redone, along with having coverage for all 9 main Star Wars movies. None of the old game maps are here, both for better and worse, meaning LEGO Star Wars 1, 2, Complete Saga, and LEGO Force Awakens are all different from this game. And before really diving into it, if you want to play LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga on the Steam Deck, it'll be mostly perfect. Enhanced graphics in that game will have little dips during some cutscenes and transitioning into levels, but will otherwise stick to 60 FPS. Now, running Skywalker Saga on the Steam Deck works, but it's a bit all over the place. You'll get 60 FPS for a good bit of the game, but certain areas will drop, some worse than others. With launch options, I run the game on Proton Experimental. My first troublesome area was the laser turret during Episode 4's Corellian Corvette mission. On Linux, this easily dropped into the 30s on frame rate even with all of the video settings turned off and as low as they could go. However, Proton does make this a little bit better, getting drops more in the 40s and 30s than just the 30s. The other 2 areas I found drops like this were navigating the open world free roam areas in vehicles and some of the space battle areas like the X-Wing attack on the Death Star. Now, the open world vehicle drops aren't that big, they were more around the 45 to 47 FPS area, but the Death Star trench run is the biggest hurdle of this game. It starts out at a fantastically stable 60 frames per second and is gorgeous, but when you transition into the more open areas, a lot of drops happen. The second area stays around in the 40s as far as frame rate goes, but the transition into that area will drop into the 20s for a couple of seconds. I haven't found a way to get around these drops into the 20s. They really just happen during that specific transition. Funny enough, the Switch version of this game seems to handle that segment just fine. Now overall, I was never able to keep this game above 40 FPS, and I tried to do a lot of extra options and tinkering to do so. I updated cryo utilities for better performance, maxed the deck's TDP out at 15 watts, and the drops still happened. If you want 40 FPS and higher all the time, you're not going to get it here. I'd also love to tell you that you will get 60 FPS most of the time, but the further you get into this game, the more intensive areas you will find. Many levels will pretty much stick around 40 to 50 FPS like the initial village attack in The Force Awakens. I mean, this is still good. The Switch version of this game is locked to 30 FPS, so this all over the place frame rate will still net you 40 to 60 most of the time, just not all of the time. That's all I gotta say with performance, so what about battery life? Higher brightness will net you about 2.5 hours of battery life with the LEGO Skywalker Saga, while lower brightness will increase that to about 3 hours. As we wrap this up, would I recommend this game to Steam Deck users? Kind of? You can get the game to run well and stay above 30 and even 40 FPS for most of the game. It's just a few real intensive transitions that'll drop you down to 24 FPS for a couple of seconds that I haven't been able to get around. It's still a good experience, just not very consistent. And that's all I've got for you today. I'll be back soon with more Steam Deck performance and reviews. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.